Good evening, everybody. Now, slight hiccup there, in that I thought for one moment I was broadcasting to myself again, but hopefully everything's in place now. And I must apologise. The first hymn is not 226. Where are we going here? Let's have a look. Not 226, but it's 109. 226 is Let Earth and Heaven Agree. Let Earth and Heaven Combine is sort of for the season that we're sort of in still, Christmas Epiphany now, I know, but I suddenly thought, oh, there's too many verses in this hymn and it's talking about a trumpet voice, and then I, of course, let earth and heaven combine and let heaven and earth agree, follow each other, and I've put the wrong number down. So it's 109. Now also today I was offered an update for the video studio, and of course you know what happens, you update everything and all of a sudden it doesn't work like you're expecting it to. So I'm hoping that everything is happening. So that's I can see that there are people online, 23 people. I do hope you can hear me. If not, perhaps somebody could just let me know. So here we are. I'm seated at the mighty Hereford organ, which has become my staple favourite, and so I'll start out with Let Earth and Heaven Combine. I don't think we've had this hymn this Christmas, and I know Mark Dunn Wilson counts it amongst his favourites. Our God contracted to a span, incomprehensibly made man. I'm assuming that's what that's talking about, man's span, for I suppose a baby to just be held in. Let earth and heaven combine. there we are. Anybody who joined late, I was playing 109, not 226. And another one which doesn't often get played, I think, or don't hear it all that often, is God from on high hath heard. So I'm going to put, going to play that next. That's what we want there. The music is by Hayne. I'm going to play the first version of the St Cecilia tune. I think Hayne was at one of the colleges in Cambridge or Oxford. I've not done my homework on this, so I may not have it absolutely right. But he had something to do with the construction of one of the organs in the college. It was he'd made it bigger. You probably discovered that organists like extra stops. You've seen the way in which things have grown here, and I don't think it's any different for organists. You always want that one more stop if we can have it, please. But there we are. God from on high has heard, that sighs and sorrows cease. Rather lovely words there by Charles Coffin. Quite early words too. 1676 was Charles Coffin's birth, dying in 1749. 1 year short of J.S. Bach's death. J.S. Bach died in 1750, and with him the conclusion or the ending of that great period of music which we refer to as the Baroque. So 126 is a hymn which I'm rather fond of. It's nice and joyous. Well, the tune I'm going to play is I'm going to use the Malcolm Williamson tune. Malcolm Williamson was master of the King's music, or the Queen's music, I suppose. And this is a rather nice little tune. We don't get it sort of all that often. So here's a chance today to hear it. Right. Hail to the Lord who comes to his temple gate, not with his angel host, not in his kingly state. No shouts proclaim him nigh, no crowds his coming wait. Oh, and then a bit about Mary and Joseph in the next verse, Simeon in the third verse, and then light of all the earth. So if you're not familiar with the tune, I'm going to play it all the way through as an introduction so that you can pick it up. Tune with a lovely lilt to it, and it's always been one of my favourite little tunes for sort of this time of year. Now then, So the next hymn's a biggie. In Hail to the Lord's Anointed. And I'm just going to, as I'm feeling very lazy, find it in a key which is slightly lower, so it's not too hard. 228. I know when I was looking up the tunes, I thought, oh, that's in a lower key in this book, and so I'm going to play the Kruger Heron Hut tune. I'm going to play it from Singing in the Faith. So I say Singing in the Rain just now, but we haven't had any rain for days, have we? Or did we? I don't know. Yes, we did. Hail to the Lord's Anointed. There's always chance for lots of word painting here. I think I'm getting getting better with me. I can't read that, print that well then. It's got repeats. Well, let's put it there. Yes, so so this is Hereford 67 stops this evening. It makes a splendid noise. I've got it up to sort of normal working volume. Usually I turn it down a bit so I don't disturb my neighbours too much. They haven't complained yet, but we'll see. And a chance to show you the loudest stop on the organ, the tuba, in the introduction to this hymn. So here it is. Hail to the Lord's Anointed. every foe victorious. So, I was having a bit of a conversation earlier on today with my cousin David, and we were talking about various things that are happening and how the latest things with COVID are affecting us, and it's being positive, isn't it, all the time, finding the good things all the time. It's easier to go on about the bad things and situations not very good and this, that and the other, and children are missing out on school and so on, and I don't know what it's like to have children of my own. Obviously I've dealt with children as a school teacher all my life, but I have a considerable amount of years, and I don't envy the job they have to do, having to learn new skills and so on, and we're all having to stay in and this, that and the other, and it does make life difficult perhaps, but it's good to be able to take strength from doing different things and having that little thing during the day which is just good for you and perks you up a bit. So good to chat, good to talk, and good to be able to sort of share the news of people. I've mentioned some people that have been affected with the virus, and keeping an eye on those and hearing news of other people and who had the virus over the last 10 days. The Simmons family, I discovered, they had it, and I think one of the members of the family is not too far away. And that's the thing, isn't it? We're getting people now with names that we know of people, whereas before it was up country. But now it's down here with us. Back in the first lockdown, sadly I lost a cousin to this, and that was pretty awful in terms of the way things happen for the family. And then, as I told you, I think I related the story of ringing for an ambulance for my cousin-in-law who had COVID, was on the phone speaking to me and said she wasn't feeling very well, and with that the phone went dead, and so I thought, oh, what do we do here? We call an ambulance. So we did. We got it all sorted and she is fine, wonderful. So there's so many things to be grateful for. So I try and find something to be grateful for every day if I can. Doesn't always come easy, but all those little things, and being able to sort of sit and play and do this, which I enjoy doing. It's not always plain sailing when things don't go according to plan, but at the moment I'm waiting for the evening when nothing happens or it all goes to pot, but it isn't at the moment. So keep your requests coming in. I'm going to play now a hymn requested by Colin Williams, and oops, it's fallen on the floor. And I'm just going to give you the little bit of background to the hymn. Colin's great at doing this. So this is written by John Greenleaf Whittier, was an American Quaker poet, one of the fireside poets inspired by Robert Burns. He campaigned all his life against slavery despite permanently suffering ill health and physical frailty. He grew up on his parents' farm when he realised he was colourblind. He couldn't tell the difference between ripe and unripe strawberries. So if you're colourblind, I suppose that is going to be a problem, isn't it? He wasn't capable of doing farm work and took a variety of jobs teaching, shoemaking and writing in order to finance his campaigning. So there is somebody who suffered all his life, but he made the best of it, and his legacy are these wonderful hymns, because there's more than one hymn written by John Greenleaf Whittier. So I'm going to play that for you now. I will stop wittering and I will, yes, I'm sure you're still there. Immortal love, forever free. So it's a bit of a gentler hymn, this one, so let's find some stuff which is a bit gentler. I should say I'm using the tune Stracathro as opposed to Harefield. So for our last hymn this evening, I'm going to turn to Singing the Faith. The silent stars shine down on us. Now I would have printed you the words, but it appears my copyright license has run out, or the church's copyright license has run out, so I wasn't able to print them up for you. So I am sorry about that, but perhaps some of you have acquired a Singing the Faith as a Christmas present, and that'd be lovely. This wonderful tune, King's Fold, which I've gone on about from various times. I've used it quite a few times, but it never ceases to say something to me. The silent stars shine down on us. So, a bit of a mouthful. The tune King's Fold. Our last hymn for this evening. Last verse, O Christ, the brightened morning star, her radiance does not fade, whose glory filled the universe before the planets played. Come, heal our hearts of blinding doubt, till faith shall end in sight. Shine down upon our darkened earth and conquer sin's long night. magnificent tune, magnificent words. Look them up on the internet. The silent stars shine down on us. Wonderful. Won't that be great when we can get back into chapel and sing these new words? A hymn written between 1923 and 2007, and that glorious tune, Ralph Vaughan Williams. Not essentially his tune, but a tune that he noted down, a country tune, if you like, a folk tune, written down and used. It's just glorious. So keep your requests coming in. I'm back on the scene now. I was thinking today if one or two of you wanted to get together and send me a list, then that would be great. I don't mind sorting it all out, but it's lovely when in actual fact I get a bit of help, if you like, in having things planned, and then I can get the music out to you, and etc, etc. My uncle suggested that perhaps at some stage or other I could play a voluntary, perhaps to finish, so I'm going to do that this evening. And for the first time at the end of this piece, I will use just about all of the organ. You've not heard it in all its fullness tonight. I haven't gone for sort of flat out. It is enormously powerful, but I'll save just the last line. It says full organ, FF full organ, fortissimo. It would go louder, but I think that's getting a bit silly then, and I don't want the decibel police around. I heard a story today talking about going to church and all the rest of it, and it was on the internet, so it may well or may well not be true that somebody who was on their way to church to sing in the choir got stopped by the police and told it wasn't an essential journey, got sent home again. There we are. So just be warned, I suppose. It seemed a bit sort of ludicrous, and I'm sure there'll be lots of discussion about it, but there we are. That's the way it is, isn't it? I was going to sing in the choir. It's not an essential journey. So TMC choir are continuing to rehearse from home, and I'm continuing to play the organ from home. Anyway, I'll finish off this evening with a piece. Let's go on there. It's called Rejousance. It's a tuba tune, and it's written by Vernon Hoyle, and it's a jolly little piece. So Uncle suggested why not do something like this. So here we are. I won't promise to do it every week because it means I'll have to practice more stuff. So here we go. Rejousance, a tuba tune. Well, there we are. That's it for tonight. Do keep your requests coming in. Keep smiling. Be positive. All those things. And I'll look forward to seeing you again Thursday. And we'll see what we can come up with for Thursday. So take care. Keep safe. Do what you've been doing. And good night. And God bless.